Welcome to the year of Archmage Rises, the greatest, most advanced role-playing game simulator ever made. Are you ready, Nick?
I'm ready. Year of the dog.
I'm the what?
Year of the dog. Isn't that the year?
Yes, the year of the dog. And this game is a dog with fleas. So, it's
procedurally generated fleas.
It's what?
Procedurally generated fleas, Thomas.
Those are the best kind. So, this is our first update of 2018. We are shooting this because it's important. Normally we don't say this, but we're actually shooting this on Friday, January 5th. And today was the day that we said you would be getting a build. And we have failed you. I would like to say Nick has failed you, but I would actually have to say I failed you more than anyone. So this is how close it came. We had a very important meeting yesterday with dinner jackets and top hats, and we very seriously discussed what if we just took the build as is, put it out on the beta stream of Steam, and anybody who wanted to download and play it and actually see Build 11 could, and those who were like, nah, I'll wait till it's actually pretty good, wouldn't get it. They would just wait. And we talked about that, and we talked to Will Sama. That's right, Will Sama, through the Steam forums. And basically, I reached the conclusion that a crappy build doesn't help anybody. So thanks for that advice, Will Sama. But we decided to hold off because really it doesn't. It's not very fun to launch a game and then it's like all crappy and broken and untested and all that. And so, like, who really wants to play that? I was an early beta tester for Ultima Online, and I gotta say, it has totally soured me to being involved in any beta on any game of any kind. So thank you for that, Ultima Online. So what do you think, Nick?
I think it's fine. I mean, I think what you're saying is that if we have a build or we know that there's going to be a bunch of bugs, right? I mean, we've got a lot of features. It's taken a long time to test. Do people want to go in and run into bugs that we already know exist? And the answer seems to be no. People would rather not play it rather than have it crash on them. So it's fine with me. I really want to make it so, at least when people are playing, their first experience is going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
Even if all the content isn't there, at least they can give us, what we really need is suggestions of saying, oh, this is really fun, move in this direction, need more content here. We really need more of that kind of feedback rather than, oh, it's broken. I mean, we need that too, but we would hope that wouldn't be the most feedback we're getting.
Yeah. And as it stands right now, I think the build from 11 months ago or however long it's been, I think the build that's currently out there is actually more fun than what we have right now, as it stands right now. Very soon, that should not be true. But right now, I'm not even sure you can finish a quest. So that would really be annoying if somebody's like, yay, build 11 procedural quests, and then you can't even finish one.
Right.
So that's the reason that I made the decision not to put anything out. So where do we stand? We went over our list of Build 11 objectives and crossed off a whole bunch of things on my wall. That's what I'm looking at right now. We still have a few things left, and so the timing of this gets really weird because this was a really good window to get something out, and unfortunately I missed it. And next week, Monday, so on Monday evening, I am leaving the country and driving into the United States of America, and I may never be seen again. Well, here's hoping that I come back. So I'm going to be gone for almost 2 weeks at that point. So that delays the build 2 weeks. Now, fortunately, Nick, who always stays at home, will be staying at home. Except when he goes to Florida, folks.
That's right. That's where I belong. Just at my chair working on Archmage.
That's right. And I think everyone in this audience will agree with that statement and wonder why I'm always gallivanting around. And the answer is, if I want to remain married, I have to go on this trip. So I understand there aren't very many perks to me being married, but there are some. And so I think I should go on this trip. Yeah, so it's just unfortunate that I wasn't able to do it, which I'll explain in a second. So anyway, so because we missed the 5th, we're probably not gonna. The next probable date is something like the 25th or something. I haven't even added it up, but basically, I get back somewhere around the 19th or something, which is like a Friday. I work one day, and then we'll make a video, and we can give an update on what Nick did while Thomas was away.
Yep.
Yeah. So you might as well make that video yourself, Nick. That would be interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Who wants to see a Nick-only video? Write it in the comments. Say, get that Thomas guy off here and just have a Nick-only video.
Nobody wants me doing that, Thomas.
I think they do. I do. I think all the love for Archmage is really, really coming from the right-hand side of the screen, and a lot of people have given up on the left-hand side. Okay, so why is this build not ready? Like, why am I so completely terrible at estimating how long it'll take things to do in this game? Why is that, Nick?
Because we just keep adding features. I mean, you want Archmage to be the deepest, most dynamic role-playing game ever. So you just keep adding features, right? So.
Well, I like to say it's just because I'm not too bright, but that. Your answer sounds a lot better, so let's go with that. So the answer is that I had, for instance, this task of having the NPC Soldiers. And the NPC Soldiers are really important to the existence of a town, but also kind of the ecosystem of the world. So what you have is these layers with monsters, and the monsters can go and attack the people that are trying to farm and whatever and stuff, right? And if the people get attacked and they don't farm anymore, then that causes a food shortage, and then everybody could starve to death, depending on how dependent on that one particular farm, right? So if we don't have a soldier in the town that can go and beat back the goblins, then eventually the whole world just falls into chaos and everybody dies, right? So it's like it's not even sustainable. It doesn't even stay the same over time. It actually just degrades. So my task was to work on the soldier thing. So I put it on the schedule that I was going to work on it for 2 days. And as I started getting into it, I was like, oh man, we got to change some stuff with the way the layers work and with how the monsters work. So one way I described it to Nick earlier today was like, I expect to have this foundation, right? This like firm foundation. I'm like, okay, I'm going to build something on top of that. And then the second I put something, it starts wobbling. And then I'm like, oh crap, now I got to go like fix the foundation. So I'm doing like a week of foundation work. I spent a week on modifying the layers and how we have this new concept of patrols. So layers recruit units, kind of like how a town grows people. So layers grow like goblins and they recruit units, and those go out on patrols and they cause problems. And then how do we calculate the interaction between NPCs that are going about their business and these patrols? So we came up with kind of a quick way to do it, and we're going to do it better in the future. So we came up with all that, and I put it all in, and it all works now. Anyways, and that took me a week. And so then I actually was able to go back to my original task, which was to make a soldier go out and fight these goblins. And I was able to do that. And I also want to say, for the record, because there are people out there, like stenographers, that watch this, that are keeping records. And so I want to say that I actually did the soldier task in less than 2 days. Okay, the problem was that I did another task while I was doing that, and that caused the whole thing to take longer than a week, and that's why it's not done. So that's why I wasn't able to finish my tasks for today, and that's why we were kind of bouncing around like, well, Nick basically did all his work, because Nick always does his work, and so it was like, well, can we do it or not? And it was like, nah, it's not good enough, and so anyways, that's a gut decision. And so, it's in now. The NPC soldiers work. The monster layers, as far as I know, work. I'm not sure if the layer wipe quest works anymore because of the changes that I've made to the way layers work. And this is another example of like, that just created work that I thought was already done. So Nick's going to be polishing it up over the 2 weeks, and then we'll see where we stand when I get back. And again, we'll be really close to getting something out there. So what do you think of that plan there, Nick?
That sounds good. I'm going to be working tomorrow on it too, so I don't want to hold it out any longer than it needs to be. We added some other stuff like gambling as well.
Yeah. So, why don't you tell people a little bit about the gambling? Just a smidgen.
Never mind. We'll cut this out because that's going to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Cut.
So what did you get for Christmas there? Anything exciting?
I got a Google, what are they called? It's like Google Assistant. It's like a little drum that sits on your desk and you ask it questions. I haven't even opened it because I don't really know why I would need such a thing.
That is clearly a question you could ask it.
Yeah, why do I need you?
Yes, exactly.
I don't understand that question. And I put it back in the box.
That's why they have so many returns.
Mhm.
That's cool. So, I, for Christmas, got... Bing! The Super Nintendo Classic.
Nice.
Yes, this was very, very, very hard to get. I must have made 50 phone calls to the various stores in the city that I live closest to, because there is only 3 stores that could possibly carry it. And so I would just call them every once in a while, and I would call and say, "Hey, do you have any Super Nintendos?" And they would say no, and then I would say thank you, and then we would hang up. And it was like the same cycle. I just repeat that every week since September 29th, which is when they first came out, and it was, I don't know, like December 22nd or something like that, and I called and I was like, well, I'll give him a call. My wife was in the city at the time. I gave him a call and I was like, hi, do you have any Super Nintendos? And they said yes. And I'm like, what? It was just like mind blowing. What? Yes? I wasn't even prepared for that answer. And then I said, can you hold on to it for me? And they said, well, can you be here in an hour? And I said, yes. Yes, I can! Which was actually a lie, because I wasn't going at all. My wife was already in the city. I was sending her, which is one of the reasons that I have to go on this trip, is so that I have a wife to pick me up Super Nintendos when they come in stock. So they held on to it for me, and she went and got it for me, and my mother-in-law was with her, and my mother-in-law paid for half of it, and so now I love my mother-in-law. And that is the story of Christmas.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So, with that inspirational story for all, I think it's time we say adieu.
Adieu.
Which is, I think, French for goodbye, but I'm not really sure. So,
I think it's...
So, we will see you all in... are you going to do a video while I'm gone? Are you going to do a video by yourself while I'm gone?
I don't even know how to do that, Thomas.
Could you learn?
I could, but wouldn't you rather me finish the build?
I don't know.
Hey, you're the boss. It's up to you.
Well, I'll take this one to the fans and say, should Nick focus on the build, or should he make his very own video update next week and publish it? Let us know.
Definitely make a video.
Yeah, we'll see what they say. So,
right.
Anyways, yeah. So we'll probably I will see you in 2 weeks for sure, and Nick might see you next week with video update 56. We will see what's happening. But anyway, the word is, Archmage Rise is awesome. That part is true, and it is coming very, very soon. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.